Hello, everybody. I'm Don Counts. Welcome into Fayetteville Public Utilities, and today we are talking with our CEO, General Manager Britt Dye. And Britt, it has been a busy month.
Yes, it has.
Extreme cold temperatures will be resulting in some high bills. That's one thing we're going to talk about right off the bat. It's on a lot of people's minds, and we just want to go over some things that we can do to maybe help people out.
Yes, we are, and it's not only on the energy side; it's also on the water side that everybody's going to be getting some high bills. And if you didn't have any problems with leaking pipes or anything like that, it'd be about normal unless you left a lot of water running to keep your pipes from freezing. But on the energy side, we know that some bills are going to double. Some may be more than that because of the low temperatures that we had, wind chill factor below zero. And what we're doing through March the 26th is we are waiving the late fees, and we're also discontinuing disconnects until March the 26th, because we know that some folks are going to have a problem paying the bills. We're trying to work with all the customers. We know that the mail didn't get out and all those kinds of things because of the road conditions, and we're going to be doing that through March the 26th, working with all of our customers. If you still have problems, come in, meet with a customer service rep, and set up an arrangement to make payments.
That's a very good point. I think in my lifetime, it's probably the only time that I can remember mail probably didn't run in some places over a week.
I'm gonna say so. I know at the direction I live, it was pretty tough getting in and out. So,
yeah. I want to tell everybody about LIHEAP. It's a low-income home energy assistance program, and it may be able to help some folks with energy costs through direct payment to the utility company at FPU here. You can learn more by contacting South Central Human Resource Agency at 433-7182, or you can look at them online at schra.us and check them out. Also, we have Project Help. Project Help's been around ever since I've been here, Britt.
Been around a long time.
And it's a very good program. FPU's Project Help is heating assistance to help people, local people need help. If you want to find out how to qualify, you can contact Good Samaritan Association. You can call them by phone at 433-0260, or in person. You can see them at the Ralph Hastings building located at 208 Davison Street West. And their hours are Monday through Wednesday, 9 until 2. And those times are going to be temporary through March, so they give us a little more time that they told us about yesterday. Also, budget billing, Britt, that's something that we've talked to the senior center about, and it's a good program as well.
Yeah, we got several customers that signed up for budget billing, which averages the bill, so you don't get a real high bill at a certain time. It just averages out over the year, and it helps out a lot of folks that's on fixed income and those kinds of things.
Yep. And so, again, budget billing, something if you're interested in, you can contact our customer service, and we'll be glad to walk you through that. Britt, as we got ready for, we'll say a year ago, before Christmas, we were in a situation of a very serious cold snap that wound up. We did have to do some rolling power outages, and that was a very tough time. We walked into this same situation again just a few weeks ago. This time we did not have to roll power, but you were expecting it and prepared to roll if we had to.
Yes, we were. We always try to prepare the best that we can. Last year, during the Christmas time, when TVA comes out and they put you through certain steps and they say you have to roll to keep the grid from collapsing, that's what we have to do. It's not that our system was in trouble that we had to roll the power. It was just that the TVA system was having trouble and we had to roll the power. So this year, and working with TVA all through another year of planning and seeing what could be done to better things the way it was from last year, and it worked. And we were also concerned if it was going to have to roll, but we had people stationed at 4 of our substations, which is our main delivery points. So we had people stationed there. We had people stationed at the office all night for about 2 nights in a row, and it paid off because you couldn't the guys were having trouble getting in if they had to go to work in case of emergency or something like that, so we were prepared to react to anything that could have happened.
Yeah, the roads and transportation was tough, so you kept them here to make sure we were ready to do what we had to do if we had to do it. Fortunately, we did not have to do it. Our system held up well, and I guess by asking people to voluntarily cut back, that helped as well.
Well, the customers worked with us really, really good, and I really appreciate everything that the customers did to work with us to do that. You know, it's best not to at least have some power than no power at all, and the customers doing by what they did was able to keep everything flowing like we should have.
We did everything we could to be transparent, to let people know what was going on. I guess we was on the radio as many as 3 and 4 times a day to let people know what was happening, not only on the electric side, but also on the water.
That's right. We had all our contingencies, you know, that we had to be sure that we planned for, and it's not something that we plan one day before what happens. We plan months ahead if they got something that they're calling. It might not ever come into fruition, you know, like what we say, but when you plan a month ahead of trying to be prepared, that's where we always try to be. Things can still happen. We expect that too, because, you know, when you put that kind of demand on your system, if it's water or electric or gas, and if you got a weak spot out there somewhere, it's going to be found.
Yeah. One thing, when we talk about the water issue, this is the first time that I know that dripping water or dripping faucets to keep pipes from freezing, I guess when everybody did it, it kind of caused a little bit of a problem, not to mention the leaks.
That's correct. You know, when we feed water to parts of the cannon, we feed water to Petersburg, and when everybody starts doing that, and it's not only that, you know, we had several leaks on the customer side that they didn't know they had leaks, and you know, we had some customers that was, you know, there was 30,000, 40,000 gallons of water that was running out in a day because we went and started looking again at the high leak adjustments on, or the usage on our reports that we do, and we had up to 500 excessive leak reports. So we started looking those out. Then we took the highest ones, went and looked at those locations, and we found water running that was on the customer side.
Yeah. When we talk about the things we had to go on the radio to explain, and sometimes people might not understand, especially if you're in Petersburg or maybe if you're on Lincoln County Board of Public Utilities, but you might explain why we had to cut them off to take care of our system.
Well, the FPU has a contract with the county. We also have a contract with the city, and we also have a contract with Petersburg City. And it states that if there's ever a contingency or, you know, of providing protection, you know, whether it be fire, whether it be hospitals, health facilities, and all those kinds of things that's inside the city, you know, FPU customers are the ones that gets the benefit, just because that's the way the contract is set up. We got to have contingencies in place with all of our water tanks. We had to keep them filled during a situation like that, because if we have a big 12-inch water leak on our system, and you know, you don't get to it in a timely manner, you're going to have problems by bleeding them tanks. And that's one thing we didn't want to do, is bleed our tanks. So we made the step of getting everything full again before we started flowing water back to Petersburg and back to the county. And that's just what we had to do. Or, you know, if we hadn't have done it, a lot of people could have been without water.
Yeah. You have been chasing the water system since you took over. When you first got here as a CEO, you had to try to get the water department up to par, and there was some issues early on, and so we walked into those issues again, but 20 years later, I guess.
Yeah, we had some, but it's not like what it used to be back in those days. But we're making improvements to the system. The funds that we've been getting from State Revolving Fund of making improvements to the infrastructure and all, getting the new water plants helped. Right. A lot of those things, because years ago, if we'd have had the same problem, we probably would have been in worse shape than what we were this time.
That's right. That's right. I know we're gonna look back at 2023, but as you mentioned, in the future, you're wanting to increase the flow at our plant, our water plant. So that might help this situation if we get in it again.
Well, you can have all the flow, but you still got to have the infrastructure as well. So you know, right now we usually pump about a little over 2 million gallons. We can do up to a little over 4 million gallons, and once we get through with another design, if we get the trains and everything put back into the water plant that we hope that we can do eventually, you know, we can pump up close to 8 million gallons a day. Wow. That's, you know, that kind of water, no problems, infrastructure's in good shape, you know, you can serve the entire county.
Absolutely. Very good. All right, well, let's take a look back before we and look at 2023. One thing that's happened in 2023 is a lot of broadband infrastructure has been built and will continue to be built, and there'll be people being hooked up before long if some have already been hooked up.
Yeah, I'm very proud of that project that we have going on. We've hooked up a lot of customers in the rural community that now has broadband available to them, and we keep expanding. Other providers are expanding their broadband infrastructure as well. So, it should be one of these days where there shouldn't be anybody that doesn't have the opportunity to have broadband services.
Absolutely. And that is a Tennessee Department of Economic and Community Development grant that we've gotten. I guess that's the third grant that we've gotten.
Third grant.
So this could pretty much get close to doing everybody, and then maybe another one down the line. So looking forward to that. So we'll see a lot of people hooked up in 2024 for sure. TVA STEM grant, something that I know you're really proud of. We awarded $5,000 to Fayetteville High School to help out with their virtual health science lab, and then also Lincoln County High School, $5,000 to help out with their mobile STEM lab. We've got to see both of those projects.
We did,
and that was something I know you're proud of. We're actually going back into schools with Louis the Lightning Bug this year, and hadn't done that in a while. I guess COVID cut some of that out, and just time in general, but we got that going, and we basically going to be in all the schools with that, so I know you're proud of that as well. This year we had a big ribeye sandwich sale, and you might tell what we do with our money and how that works out.
Well, that money goes back into the community of donating to charities and those kinds of things to help people out, and it won't be long we'll be having a ribeye sandwich sale that'll be coming up again, and we sold close to
1,400, I think.
Yeah, is that about right?
Yeah.
So, it grows every year.
Mm-hmm.
And, which again, that's good community support of buying those ribeye sandwich tickets so we can put it back to the community.
Also, FPU donated $5,000 to the Fabulous 50s Foundation. That was for some of that money that we raised at ribeye sandwich sale. That was something I know you were proud to do.
Oh, yeah, we're always proud to help the Cancer Show and Fabulous 50s and other charities that we give money back to, so it's a blessing.
Yep. This year we got to work with the student board a little more. Our student utility board is something we have at FPU, and we've got 3 students from Fayetteville City and 3 students from Lincoln County High School and 1 from RCA. This is a program you started back in 2010, and it's continuing to grow and get better.
Gets better every year, I think. Especially since they extended the time that the students can spend with us, and they can learn a lot more now and have more time to concentrate on what we're trying to teach them.
As we continue to try to recruit people, there's another program that we assisted with through TCAT was AMP Camp. You might tell everybody what that was.
Well, AMP Camp's where they had a group of students that came through and went through the different types of work that we do, that a lot of them got interested and took bucket rides and also spliced some fiber and those kinds of things. So, some of those students want to go to work right out of high school, and it just gives them an opportunity to see what's out there.
Absolutely. And as we continue with youth programs, the TAUD water program, that has been a big thing this year as well over at the water department.
We got an apprentice program going on right now, and it's the first in the state of Tennessee, and they will decide if they're going to continue it or not and start offering it to other utilities throughout the state.
Wow. So we're at the front of that. And as you know, getting employees, getting them interested in what we do, and from the youth tour to Youth Leadership Summit to Student Board and all these things, as we bring these young people in and tell them what we do, we hope they're going to be ambassadors for us as they grow up and to be adults.
That's correct. Some of them make good employees right out of high school, and that's what you're looking for is good employees.
That's right. We have one of our student board running the camera today,
yes,
Riley
we do.
Campbell, and then we've got Jokia and dispatch, and 2 good employees. I know you're proud that hopefully the future will be more of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Another thing that we've been excited about, we've been doing customer service days. We've been to Mimosa and we've been to Flintville, but we're going to be planning on coming to Park City, Petersburg, Blanche, and we're going to have the final one here. We're going to start scheduling them this spring after it warms up, and it's a good opportunity to go out and meet the customer face to face.
Yeah, and let them know what FPU is all about, and good community communication, is what we're trying to beef up on here and let the community know everything that we do. If they got any questions or concerns, it's a good time that they can ask.
We've done a lot of things with Hands of Mercy, and I know you're really proud of that. One was Day of Service. That's a program through TECA that we do. We've kind of been doing it, but we just kind of jumped on their thing there as well. But Hands of Mercy is a mobile food pantry, and we served 24,095 pounds of food, helped out 210 individuals, and also we did the Bags of Blessings, I believe that's what that was called, where we got the bags. And that was strictly employee volunteered to pull that off, and we had way more than we thought we'd have.
Yes, we did. We had to keep going back and getting more bags to get filled up, and the employees did a great job, by participating in that. And the food harvest, working with Miss Tina, she does an excellent job down there, and she cares a whole lot about the community, and we're always proud to be able to help her out.
We've seen the need for the food as we've been doing Harvest of Hope here at Fayetteville Public Utilities and even FES years way before I've been here. I don't know if you remember when it started, but it was a long time ago. And we're continuing to do that this year. Our customers brought in 2 pallets of food. It went to Good Samaritan, and I know that makes you feel good.
Yeah, that means a lot. And I believe we're going to try to get started earlier this year, bringing in food items that we can get more food to distribute.
I think what we do on the first pallet is the Student Utility Board gets to take it over and help us just take the food to Good Samaritan, and it's a good opportunity for them to see what we do, and it's also a good thing for the students to see we do more than just send you a bill every month.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's been a very good program to have the kids involved and be involved in all of the things that we get to do. Let's look into the future. We did talk a little bit about some of the plans for water. I'm sure you have a lot of things. When we talk about planning, you've got to have a vision for you can't just be thinking about today and tomorrow. You got to be thinking about next week and next year.
Well, you always hear me say what's good enough today is not good enough for tomorrow, and we always do plan. We have work plans, we have construction work plans, we have load forecast. All those things set up, some of them are out 20 years of where we projected to be. Not that you don't have to go back and revisit that plan every year, because we do, because things change. But we're going to try to be on top of everything as much as we can and build new infrastructure when we can afford it and move forward into the future.
One thing that you have to keep in mind is the prices of things have gone so high, and not only that, takes a long time to get products.
It does. Some transformers are out 60-something weeks. Substation transformer, for example, is out up to 3 years. So you have to try to be prepared the best you can be, but you can't go out and purchase inventory when you got a $750,000 transformer just sitting there. And some of these substation transformers have now gone from like $250,000, $500,000 over $1 million, and you got some residential transformers that's now pushing close to $700,000, $800,000. That's how much everything's gone up. So material's gone up, the supply is low, and we try to keep enough in stock where we can handle most things. But, if you have one system that has a lot of problems, or like a tornadoes and those kinds of things, or ice storms, it's going to deplenish that inventory, because the labor workforce is not there like it used to be.
When you talk about purchasing something for that cost and you're not going to get it for 60 weeks or whatever, sounds like an accounting nightmare just to try to keep up with those kind of costs. And then we've got to break even here too, so it's really tough to keep all that in mind.
Well, that it is, and what folks don't understand, out of every dollar we take in, TVA gets 76 cents of it. So your operating margin as far as revenue is a lot lower than what people think when they pay that bill, because like I said, we got to pay a TVA bill. And it averages up close to $3 million, a little over $3 million based on the weather. But when you give back 76 cents out of every dollar you take in, you have to be real strict on your budgets.
As we do these shows each month, and then we do the radio when needed, we also do the social media. We try to let people know what's going on as much as we can, and we'll continue to do that. And if anybody has any questions, they can always call us. And And maybe instead of going to Facebook and writing something out that maybe not be 100% true, if you want to find out the details, we'll be glad to let people know how things really are.
Well, it's like I guess it's better. You always get those quarterbacks that sits in the stands. You should throw it this guy, that guy.
That's
but
true.
if you really want to know what's going on, call here before you assume. We had some of that during the water stuff that went on at Petersburg, and we got that straightened out with social media because bad information was getting out there, and bad information is what gets the community, tore up about what's going on, and we try to be as transparent as we can be. Like I said, we was on social media quite a bit, and we was on the radio. We was on the web page.
That's right.
Our social media post has increased and doing a lot better, and we're going to get better as days go on.
Absolutely. And so the future is we're going to keep on keeping on and try to keep the lights on, the water and the gas and the sewer rolling, and also more telecom for folks who don't have it. So the future's looking bright, and we appreciate all you've done the past few weeks. I know you've worked a lot of hours. A lot of our guys worked a lot of hours, but you was prepared if something did happen, we were ready to go. Fortunately, it didn't.
Yeah, the best that we could be, but my hat's off to all the employees. During all the bad weather days, we had employees that come into work. We never closed. They're very dedicated. They care about the community they live in, and I really appreciate that. And because you can't do it without your employees, and it means a lot to us.
We appreciate what you do. We appreciate you leading the way, and we will be doing this again next month, and we'll also be on if needed, anytime.
Right. I just want to let everybody know that the City Tigers Middle School got another ball game Friday night. They're in the sectionals. Right now, they're still undefeated. I think they're 19-0. So if you want to see a good ball game, come out Friday night. If they win the sectionals, they'll move on to the state. Right now, they're playing good ball. And I also want to say I got another great grandbaby. So I want to announce that too. So, you're always proud. Little boy, healthy, doing good. Mama's doing good.
That's exciting.
Everybody else is doing good. So just want to bring that up too.
That's exciting. Nothing better than that.
That's
sure.
right.
I appreciate you letting us know. Britt Dye, our CEO, General Manager here at Fayetteville Public Utilities, has been on the program today. We appreciate him, and we appreciate you watching, and we'll see you back in here next time.